Welcome back, Hunters. I'm the Survivalist, and we return Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, where our god hunting week continues as we go after the white god Ukanlos next. We took down Akantor last episode, and aerial style did not really perform for us, and to speed things up, we're using one heck of a double whopper for skills. We've got the Silver Asgard, which gives us Rapid-Fire Pierce 1 and Pierce Flaming 2, coupled that with having access to Fire Attack plus 2 and Pierce Up. So all of our rapid-fire options, as well as True Shot up, is going to make this a very powerful and potent force against it. We are going to go back and using Valor style, just because aerial... It seems like for Monster Hunter, you either have like these quirky ones that don't really do a lot of damage, or you have much more honed in and focused damage ones. And it's not really something that I think is a good mix of the two. But because of how long it really did take us when we were up against Akantor, I want to make sure that we're going to be good and ahead for this hunt, and it won't take quite as long. And of the two monsters to go after, Ukanlos, I think, is my preferred of the two gods. Like, Akantor is not bad, but it feels like he's a little lacking, could use some actual, like, fire attacks, being he's a volcano-dwelling monster. All it really does have is, like, the sonic blasts, and then a lot of it is just, like, the up-close and personal strikes. Whereas Ukanlos, it feels like an embodiment of blizzards, winter, and everything like that. It is an ice god, basically. But I think everything is all set there. And we should be good to head out and try our luck against this second one. And then for Nakarkos, we'll probably go back to the Pierce meta that I have been using. Well, let's get ourselves all prepped up and get ready for this hunt. Yeah, we do have extra flaming here if we need, which we might, but I'm hoping we won't really need to. This is the Silver Rathalos light bowgun upgraded all the way to max for itself. So that should give us a pretty helpful use. It should be pretty powerful to begin with. I think we'll start with Pierce 1. Once we get Valor Style active, then we'll switch over to Pierce Flame, because we'll have the recoil reduction. And then Ukanlos also has a really great theme. Now, there's always been an argument of, like, which of the two monsters would beat the other if, like, they were to face off against each other. I always lean Ukanlos would probably be able to take down Akantor, just because it's not really the element that would give it the benefit, but I think the armoring on Ukanlos is quite a bit better than Akantor's is. Like, Akantor kind of looks like it has a really soft underbelly, whereas Ukanlos here, it looks like it's basically just a fully armored tank all the way through. So I have to imagine with all the serrations that are along Ukanlos' back and arms and such, it could just shred the underbelly out from Akantor. Another thing too is for, like in the Ecology video for Akantor that was back in, I think it was Freedom Unite, or maybe even Freedom 2. We do see it making short work of a Gravios, but it's able to go for the neck on the Gravios to get like that really quick and easy kill. Whereas when you look at Ukanlos, it doesn't really have a neck to work with. Yeah, this is just like it's sort of like a shark swim or chasing after you attack. Uh-oh. Okay, so I'm going to do it in reverse as well. Yeah, this is the attack that if you don't really know how to deal with, I could see having a few problems getting hit by it a fair few times. Because I know I did until I had, like, several hunts under my belt for Ukanlos. And another thing is, Ukanlos has a lot of muscle, too, for, like, flinging itself around like that. Oh yeah, that's what I like to see. Basically, flinch after flinch. Oh, and this is... okay, yeah, we'll be ready with this, just in case. Yeah, so you can see the similarities between their attack and move sets. I mean, it is the same monster skeleton, which... I'm trying to remember if they actually share, like, Tigrex's skeleton or not. I know the build's a lot different, but they are... Akantor and Ukanlos are both registered as flying wyverns. Yeah, get out of the way there. So the way to kind of do this is to get a little bit of distance out, and you kind of just want to run and turn the camera more so than your character. And that usually, I found, has kept me safe through those charges. Oh, that was kind of close. Still gotta be careful against them. Like, I think we'll have a much easier and faster time going after Ukanlos with this super build of sorts. But we still want to be careful what he can do, because, like, the leaps and that's a lot of weight moving around. Nope, enraged. I can't tell if that's actually only the first or the second enrage. Although a lot of flinches compared to, like, how it was going for Akantor. No. Now, one thing Monster Hunter has always done really well are some great monster themes. Yeah, and we've got, I think, about the same number of part breaks we can aim for when it comes to Ukanlos as we had Akantor. Like, the back has a break. There's 2 breaks I think you can get to, like, the shovel chin. The belly can be broken, the tail cut off, and the forelimbs, too. But they both have, like, a little bit more of a slower moveset compared to, like, some other fights that you'll probably be into G rank. So it's one of those ones where you don't have to feel like you're completely, like, fast-paced through the whole hunt. You have some openings and such to try to plan and figure out your best approaches with. And of the two, I think Akantor could be a bit more dangerous because there is a chance that if you are getting hit by some of Akantor's attacks, he does inflict defense down. Whereas Ukanlos, if you just have a good ice defense, I think you can mitigate a lot of the damage that could be coming your way from this monster. Ow. Okay, got hit by that charge. Yeah, we'll get to an opening to heal up and then probably work with some of our Pierce. Whee! I also got Natalie out of that. Okay, and is it going to be... Yeah. Now, here we're in a little more tight quarters, so I think we just gotta get ourselves around quickly. And, I mean, with Valor, I could try getting the Daze, but I don't think I'll get that much luck with it. No, but we will get a chunk of the chin broken off there. Yeah, the Ice Beams, I think, are the strongest attacks that Akantor can do. Or, sorry, Ukanlos can do. Well, it is just like a Akantor, where, again, I think the strongest attacks are both their beams. I think if they gave Akantor the Fire Beam, the fight might go a bit better towards, like, Akantor's favor. But just physically and what we see in-game, I would say the White God would destroy the Black one here. Oh, and we got a leg break. I think I might try getting the daze. I doubt we'll get it, but we still gotta get extra damage in anyway with these side steps, so why not, right? Yeah, and is he going to be Oh, no, not chucking out any chunks of ice. Usually that's one of the things that'll catch you, even if you do get, like, this kind of pattern figured out. As he starts throwing the ice left and right, it's a little harder to sometimes get your timing correct there for it. But one thing I like about both of Akantor and Ukanlos is they're great classical Monster Hunter fights. It's nothing where it's like specific script-wise you have to follow for like certain ones, like say Elatrion or Fatalis. And no matter the generation, there's nothing that really feels like that could like disrule them out of something. It's just a pretty solid move set. They've got great theming, great design. And anywhere from like their first introduction to any other entry in the series, you could see them basically fitting in. Oh, and there is the the chin fully broken. Lower jaw, chin, whatever you want to call it. And when you do have Ukanlos enraged, the fight can actually get a lot more fast-paced. Like, I think Akantor relied a lot more on charge attacks, and don't get me wrong, Ukanlos is still using them. But we've been seeing also a lot more mix of breaths, shovels, flinging stuff. Oh, actually, it reminds me I've got to get another hot drink in us. Got so focused on how well the fight's going, forgot about that. Because we want to keep stamina high for having to run around and avoid the shark swim. But I don't think either Oh, I think that was the belly broken. I heard a part break. Yeah, you can see the kind of like scar going down the stomach there. He's enraged. Get this prepped. And as he lands, we'll get a nice shot of that in. Yeah, I feel bad for... Ukanlos is just getting bullied because of how Akantor went. That's really all there is to it here. Okay, but now we do have Tri-Blast, actually. Now, this is, I think, one of the most potent internal ammo types. Very few bowguns can use it. And if I remember right, I think it's almost like a... Yeah, it is very powerful, as you saw. We have been building up some daze effect with the side steps, but Tri-Blast just has a much higher amount it gives out. I think the most powerful internal ammo types are Tri-Blast and Dazzling, which, I mean, Dazzling is a bit of a weird one for a name. And I actually don't know if I've shown off Dazzling in the series at all. It's kind of hard to do because, like, so few bowguns actually have the capacity to use that. Oh. Well, that's why we picked up the cleanser from the box. Well, let's get ready, because it's probably going to be the shark charge. Nope. Not the shark charge. Okay, here, Natalie will help you out. There you go. The cats have helped me fair time, so might as well do it if I can for them, too. Yeah, and this is where Ammo Saver is really showing off its potency. We've only really had this one shot of Tri-Blast left for like 5 extra shots of this, and we only had a dozen to begin with. Okay, this one, I kind of actually want to go right down the middle, because that'll be the safest spot for that. And then we do also have Flaming and Pierce 2s, as well as all the stuff to combine for more. Although, yeah, you know what? We'll use Flaming. I'll wait until we have better recoil reduction before we use the Force shots. Because Force is another... It's not super strong of a internal type, but it does do a bit more damage than other shots. It's just that it does come with a pretty bad drawback of a very high recoil. And we'll dodge out of the way of that. Oh, there's the shiny. I was thinking of maybe grabbing it, but you know what? We'll focus on just trying to get this through in a timely manner, given how long Akantor's fight had gone on for. Yeah, one shot of Force that enraged it. One thing that I've actually grown to appreciate much more is World giving you your damage numbers to see like how strong shots are, or how your builds actually do like pan out. Because back in these days, all you had to go off of was like your timing for how things would go. And as you can see, if we're using like a lot of internal ammo types, you don't really know how good certain ones are to others. Now we kind of have a ranged battle go on with all the stuff he's shooting our way. I'm not sure what the critical distance is for Force shots either. Like, that was another thing World really improved on, is giving you a lot more clarity of how the bowgun functions and your optimal ranges and stuff for it. Oh. Another good flinch. Okay, we'll get that put away because we'll probably have the shark charge. Yeah, there it is. I call it the shark charge just because with how, like, if the pectoral spines that weren't broken, he kind of does look like a big shark just swimming through the water after you. Come on, turn that big mug this way. Okay, fine. We'll shoot from here. And we'll go back to Pierce, or Flaming Ones. And honestly, because of how he popped out, this is going to be super easy to avoid. Put that away. A little bit of distance, just in case it is the charge. Nope. It's going up for a roar. Oof. Yeah, I just wanted to avoid that hand coming down. Akantor caught us with its arm very often for those charges. Get a good knockdown, and just keep working some shots in. And let's see. We'll bring it over to this side first, and then do the loop around. Yeah, we've probably seen the full moveset by now of what Ukanlos can bring. And there we go. One little shot just to the back heel there brings him down. Now, Ukanlos is my preferred of the two gods. Just because the fight is quite a bit more engaging, and it feels like Akantor could use a little bit more of a revamp if he does come back sometime in the future. I don't think Ukanlos actually needs all that much, if anything. But Akantor just... I think they have to get rid of, like, how it uses the lava spouts around itself. And bring it so that way, like, maybe it can use fire breaths or has more claw attacks or something. Just feels like compared to the two, Akantor is far simpler than Ukanlos. But that was both of those gods slain. Black and white are dead. Only the god of the dead remains. But we'll be taking a more familiar build out for it next episode. And there is also a neat parallel of the equipment that Akantor and Ukanlos give. Akantor gives high affinity weapons, and Ukanlos gives high raw weapons, but low affinity for them. So it's almost, they are like opposites of each other. And it's usually, I think it's usually the Akantor stuff is used more in build because of that higher affinity. It's easier to up the raw damage compared to trying to up the affinity negatives and that Ukanlos stuff has. Like the most powerful light bowgun in the game in terms of raw damage is Ukanlos'. And with the long barrel on, I think it's 399 that it has its like damage set at. We'll take a quick look before we leave, just because, like, this did go quite a bit faster than Akantor's hunt. But let me go through. Went too far. Yeah, the Ukanlos Cosmos Breaker is 399 attack, but it has a very bad negative 30 affinity. And it doesn't really have... Okay, there is some dazzling in its thing, but there's not too much that you can really use this one for. It'd take a lot to try to offset that affinity to it. But with that, we are good to end today's episode right here. So thank you guys so much for joining me as we took down the White God of Ukanlos today. If you did like the video, be sure to give it a like, and if you have any comments, tips, or tricks, be sure in the comments right down below. Until I see you all next video or episode, Hunters and Survivors, please remember, as always, to take care, stay alive, and happy hunting.